we were the first to put on the cover and write a major story about this amazing woman next to me. This CEO is out for blood.
On Monday, Elizabeth Holmes took to the witness stand in her wire fraud trial. Now, I'm assuming you already know, especially if you subscribe to this channel, but just in case you're stumbling across this video, first thing after emerging from a dark cave in the wilderness, Elizabeth Holmes is the former CEO and founder of Theranos, a biotech startup that was valued at almost $10 billion before the whole thing came crashing down when investors realized that after 10 years, and despite many apparent successful demonstrations, Theranos had actually built piss all, and those demonstrations were just smoke and mirrors. Well, now, Holmes and her business partner, Ramesh Balwani, are each facing 9 counts of wire fraud and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Balwani's trial is scheduled for the spring, and Elizabeth Holmes is on trial now. And me, well, I'm a software engineer with almost 25 years in the tech industry. But even though I've dedicated my life to technology, lately I find myself wanting less and less to do with it. Whether it's big tech censorship, a social media mental health crisis, or this new mass surveillance dystopia we all find ourselves in, where companies collect as much data as they can about us, I'm done. So I call myself Techphobe here on YouTube, where I talk shit about big tech, and I share tips on how you can protect yourself. So hit like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because I wouldn't want you to miss an episode. Elizabeth Holmes spent over 6 hours on the stand yesterday trying to make the case that, while mistakes were made, she never meant to defraud anyone. I'm not a lawyer, but from what I understand, it's always a huge risk for the defendant to take the witness stand in their own trial. Now, it's too bad that federal court proceedings aren't televised, because I would do anything to see the cross-examination from the prosecution. There's so much on the line and not much to be gained. But I guess what the defense is hoping for is that the jury is going to see Holmes as this naive idealist who, sure, she screwed up, but she only had good intentions and didn't mean to rob investors out of millions of dollars while putting patients' health and safety on the line by testing them with a machine that gave them bogus readings. It's an argument that appears to rely heavily on nuance and emotion. Called it. How the jury interprets Holmes' answers will likely depend on her performance under cross-examination, which has yet to begin. I wonder if we can get the transcripts. We should be able to because it's public record. Would you guys be interested in me reading them on the channel? Let me know in the comments. But her testimony yesterday attempted to paint an image of a conscientious executive who was misguided at key decision points. She and her attorneys dropped hints that at each of those points, her intentions were noble, ranging from selflessness to trust, respect, and at least motherly protectiveness. What? If you don't know who Ian Gibbons is, pause this video and search for him and read the Wikipedia article. Basically, Gibbons was the chief scientist at Theranos, an experienced PhD who knew how to get things done. He was responsible for helping to get Theranos their early patents, and the problem was that because Gibbons actually knew what was possible, he had this bad habit of telling Elizabeth Holmes that she was living in La La Land and what she wanted just couldn't be done yet. As a result, Gibbons was pushed out.
So in about 2012, Ian didn't have an office anymore. I think he felt slighted by that. He wasn't involved with decision-making. He would look at data and he said things were not working.
And then he killed himself. So let's read that part of the article again, shall we? And even motherly protectiveness. Are you freaking kidding me? Center, calm down. The good news is, it appears that Holmes, on direct examination from her defense attorneys no less, might have actually confessed to a big piece of the fraud charges. Perhaps the biggest revelation yesterday came when Holmes admitted to placing pharmaceutical company logos atop a Theranos report without their permission. She claims she didn't think that investors or executives at Walgreens and Safeway would think that other companies had produced the reports. Rather, by placing Pfizer and Schering-Plough logos on the reports on every page, in the case of the Pfizer report, she said she was merely giving credit to her partners. Okay, so imagine I go consult with Intel on chip design. I talk to a few of their engineers, they answer questions, they help me out with a few key problems. Then I build my own chip. Then, on a sales brochure, I stick Intel's logo on top of it. And when you tell me that you thought Intel had developed the chip, I say, no, hold the presses. I was just giving credit to my partners. Give me a freaking break already. And then, with Elizabeth's renowned motherly protectiveness, she had this to say about her valued friend, former boyfriend, and business partner, Ramesh Balwani. Another bombshell came when she placed the blame for rosy financial projections squarely with Ramesh Sunny Balwani, Theranos COO, and her boyfriend at the time. The projections came from financial models he created, Holmes said, which were heavily influenced by assumptions about how quickly Theranos could roll out its testing services in Walgreens stores. The startup had a deal with the drugstore to put its proprietary devices at some 3,000 locations. Here's a question the prosecutors should ask on cross. Who does the chief operating officer report to? It's going to be very interesting to see what happens on cross, and I, for one, can't wait. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please thumbs up and share it around. I'll see you in the comments.